Pinstripes Unfiltered, episode 8, new theme song, chosen by Isaac Azout, my co-host. We have a special guest, and it's a new type of content that we're going to do for you guys. Already done by Eli, but we have Aram Layton of Just Baseball. My man, how are you? I'm very excited to have you. This is a guest that we've been wanting to have you for a while now.
No, I appreciate it, man. I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Eli always comes up with these awesome concepts, and I'm super pumped to be able to do this, but I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, let's get into it. Eli, just take us away.
Welcome to, this is actually going to be the third edition of the Marlins. We used to call it the Marlins Dream Draft. I'm kind of rebranding it. That felt a little cheesy. The Marlins Decade Draft, let's call it, where, as you'll see, what we're going to be doing is going head to head with you three, not me. I'm going to be producing it behind the scenes and make sure this all looks decent. But we're going to be making these fantasy rosters out of players currently in the Marlins organization. I feel it's a great way to balance what we feel about the guys currently in the big leagues and those who are next up in the farm system as well, and trying to find that balance and doing a fantasy draft that's like a keeper league. We're not going to do any trades. I don't think we're going to be checking in on this every year or for 10 years, but it's about basically making predictions about which of these guys you feel most bullish on moving forward and making them also fit together in a way that makes sense. So the general objective is assembling a roster based on guys that you think will have the most MLB success over the next 10 years. So we're making this draft on December 2021. We want to look forward to 2022 to 2031, the next 10 years, which of these guys are going to pan out and which of the ones that are currently in the big leagues are going to keep it going, putting together your strongest team based on position by position. It's going to be 12-man rosters for each of you guys, picking a catcher, picking a first baseman, second base, third base, shortstop, 3 outfielders, designated hitter, a left-handed pitcher, a right-handed pitcher, and a wild card to fill it out. Just any position, one last guy you want to squeeze onto the roster who, in addition to all those other set positions, the way to just visualize it is looking at what we did in the previous draft, where I did it alongside Daniel DeVivo and with Alex Carver. This was done in November 2020, and the results, they aged a little shakily in some people's opinions. At the time, people were most impressed with Daniel DeVivo's roster in the middle, but I went with I had the first overall pick. I had JJ Bleday, and we went from there, where we each picked one guy at a time on these 3 rosters, and we went 12 rounds deep, filling it all out, all the way from JJ Bleday at top. And the very last pick, believe it or not, was Eury Perez, before he had done anything in affiliated ball and we knew anything about him whatsoever. And that just gives you an idea of how this broke down. Everybody from the old vets, Corey Dickerson, I think, was Miguel Rojas in there, or did we actually snub him out? We probably snubbed him out, but with some guys really deep into their careers versus others that had just been getting started in the first place. And these are the 3 teams we came up with. We threw it up on Twitter, and we got people's reactions to it. My roster was not very popular, and as it turns out, really a couple picks that aged pretty well. Sandy Alcantara in the 5th round, Pablo Lopez in the 9th round. But it's a pretty split balance between guys who had already been in the big leagues versus ones that hadn't debuted. But it's all up to you guys to balance the way that you think it makes the most sense. So to start it off, we just wanted to set a draft order between you guys, because we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 through these rounds. And in order to set the draft order, I have a trivia question for you guys to determine who picks first, who picks second, who picks third. All right. And so it's based on the 2021 Marlins season. It's something that I don't think you guys know offhand, but to just prevent you guys from cheating, I'd like to see your hands raised in front of the screens to make sure that you're not opening up another tab and looking it up.
Hey Siri, open a tab. No, I'm joking.
No cheating. And our question is going to be about, from the minor league system, how many wins did the Jupiter Hammerheads, Marlins low A affiliate, how many wins did they have this past season in 2021? Right?
If you said,
again, oh, think it should update for me.
Phil's Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp would have had that
There
in
we
the
go.
bag.
So I'm going to play the Jeopardy music that we have for our Marlins Jeopardy show. Give you guys 15 seconds to marinate on it. And then when we come back, I want to get your guesses. And who's ever closest will pick first. Who's ever next will pick second. Who's ever furthest will pick third. And we're back. There's a typo in the question I put up. I wanted to make it a little more clear, but yeah. So, low A Marlins affiliate this past season. The season was a little shorter than it was usually, but some decent prospects on that team. They played all right. Kevin, going to you first. What is your guess for how many games the Jupiter Hammerheads won this past season?
Man, you really had to choose the Hammerheads, huh? if you would have had the AAA team, that would have been easy, but I'm going to go 50. I'm going to go 55. Okay. I think that's decent.
Aram, what's your guess?
That literally was my guess. I'm going to go 58.
And
I'm going to go 51.
Our draft order is going to be Aram, number 1 overall. Kevin, number 2 overall.
Fuck.
Isaac, number 3 overall. Because the correct answer was 61 wins.
I was going to say high 40s, and then I ruined the 50s.
I was actually going to say 65, but then I switched it right before we ended, so I would have gotten 1. But
and pretty conveniently, that's actually how I had it lined up. Oh, nope. I had Kevin. I need to move Kevin around.
Little hope for me.
Yeah.
Crap, man.
And you're making Eli switch it off. I said, come on. This is good. This was good warm up for the Jeopardies. Come on,
dude. That's like a $2,000 question, man. Are you kidding me? How many games did the Jupiter Hammerheads win?
No, you guys were actually pretty close. More so than I thought you guys would be with that trivia. So here we go. Again, we are picking guys. Eventually, you're gonna have to fill out all these positions with catcher, first base, second base, third base, shortstop, outfielders, DH. Lefty pitcher, righty pitcher, wild card. And as I told Kevin and Isaac already, just as like a guide on Fangraphs, on Roster Resource, they have basically all the relevant players on all levels of the organization listed in there. For you to draft somebody, they have to be in the organization, right? You can't pick Lewis Brinson first overall. I know you want to, Aram, but you can't pick Brinson because he's a free agent right now. So
I'm glad you let me know.
Only guys that are currently under control with the Marlins organization right now. And again, looking forward to the next 10 years overall. So it's not necessarily ones that will play in the big leagues all 10 years. That's hard to do, but you want to strike that balance between ones that you think will be active for most of the next decade and will be still pretty productive at the next decade. And remember, take into account the position because you need to fill all those positions. And some of those positions are a lot deeper than others in this organization at the time. Final note, once you pick somebody, it'd be great just to give a couple words as to why you're high on that player, why you like that player, because we want to make it a little informative for the viewers as well. Not just playing out the draft itself, but making them understand our expert opinions about why we think these players deserve to be picked and why we think that they're going to be successful moving forward.
Sounds good. Let's go. So, Aram, you are on the clock.
All right, Rob Manfred.
Oh shoot! I honestly didn't want to pick first. Now
you want to switch it?
You have the whole organization that you could choose from.
I might trade my pick. No, let me think. It's because I'll take you through my rationale for because I think this is somewhat what Eli was talking about. Like, obviously, Sandy or Trevor are the far and away most valuable pieces on this team and the franchise, but offense is such a premium in this system, and there's so many arms. But just give me Sandy Alcantara. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna go with Sandy. I'll figure it out with the bats.
I knew that one.
We're not really expected to be. We're expecting to be a pitching centric team. So that's kind of what I'm expecting to do moving forward here.
Yeah, I expected you to go with that one. So I'm on the clock. You have to look at this through 10 years. You can't just look at it maybe this year or next year. So that's why I'm gonna go Max Meyer. This guy's right there on the cusp of the MLB. He's right there, man, and it makes so much sense to take this guy. You guys may think it's a crazy pick. I know there's Jazz, there's Jesus, there's all those guys in MLB, but man, I'm really high on Max. He went career high for strikeouts in AAA. I think he can make this roster this year. I don't know when, but you have to look at it from 10 years from now. Where will Max Meyer be on the Miami Marlins? And he has a lot of control left. So Max Meyer. Max Meyer is my pick. Isaac, you're up.
Like Aram said, there's a couple of pitchers that I could choose here, a couple of left-handed pitchers actually that I could go with. But I think there's going to be just a lot of pitching left in the organization, so I'm going to go offense here. I'm going to go Jesus Sanchez. Jesus Sanchez proved it a little bit here in 2021, and I expect him to have a big year in 2022.
Oh, I hope Aram doesn't go with the guy I'm going to go with next year, but you're on the clock, man.
Oh, wow, what a gift. Looks like I'm going to have legitimately the 2021 Marlins because I'm going Trevor Rogers.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I want to go bat, but I said this on the Just Baseball show, actually, and I think I mentioned it on the Locked On Marlins podcast I hopped on the other day. I think Sandy and Trevor can be among the best pitching duos statistically this coming year that you'll see in baseball. Obviously, you've got Scherzer, DeGrom, you've got a few other really good duos, but I think it's going to be hard to find a better duo than those two in baseball outside of maybe two or three, which I think kind of sets the Marlins up for success and sets my team up for success for the next decade.
All right, I'm on the clock. The board's actually working out pretty well for me. I was not expecting you to go with Trevor here, but man, this guy had a pretty good rookie year. Injuries bugged him a little bit, but this season seems like it's going to be a big one, and I'm going to go Chisholm Jr. here. I think we're going to put him at second base. His defense is a little bit iffy, but I think it could eventually work out for him. I know Burdick, the new infield coach, is going to work with him a lot on making consistent plays. So, yeah, Chisholm is my guy. And we're looking at this 10 years from now. I don't know where he'll be. I don't get anyone can make projections for 10 years from now. But at this moment, for the next 2 years, he's going to be a big piece from the Miami Marlins. And it's a handpicked guy from Derek Jeter. I know Isaac said that, I think, a couple shows ago when they made that Zach Gallen trade. And that was a high-risk, high-reward type trade because you were trading a top guy in Zach Gallen who was doing pretty good for the Marlins when he started off. And you get a guy in Chisholm who's worked out pretty well at the moment. Still a long time to go. Isaac, you're on the clock.
And just revisiting that trade really quick, Gallen had just insane minor league numbers the year they got called up, and then he just, dominated in the major leagues in his short stint with Miami. But that's such a surprising trade when it happened. For my second pick, I'm going to solidify some pitching, some young pitching. I'm going to go Eury Perez for my second overall pick.
Okay.
It is 18 years old. The sky's the limit for that tall, lengthy kid. I think he's going to be a star. I think he could be in the major leagues by the time he's 20 years old. So I think he'll be with Miami for a very long time, and I think he'll be pitching near the top of that rotation for a while.
I think this is a fun moment just to, again, look back on how different this draft was barely a year ago. This was with me and Daniel DeVivo and Alex Carver. And we're not you guys. We have different feelings about things. But I think that some of these picks were Max Meyer and Jazz are the ones that, of course, are commonplace, that we were high on both those guys at this time last year, and they carried over in similar spots this time. But the fact that Sixto was a first rounder, and I don't think there was a whole lot of debate about that. That Lewin Diaz, that was a more bold pick that Daniel made there. So I'm not surprised that he is still on the board. And then Blade, JJ Blade, a lot of ups and downs to the point where, I expect you guys to pick him at some point, but clearly not someone that would be a 1-1 candidate this year for sure. And then unfortunately with BA coming off an injury-riddled year with his shoulder, again, we'll see whether or not he even gets picked in this draft, but certainly his stock is down compared to where it was a year ago. A lot changes in a short amount of time. That's one thing that I learned more so than anything through covering anything about baseball and sports is how all the discourse and all our understandings can flip very, very suddenly. And we end up with some pretty bad takes in hindsight. Even the smartest of us end up with bad takes.
Yeah, just seeing Isan Diaz and their Monte Harrison guys who most likely may not even be on the MLB team this upcoming season, and BA in the second round. So, yeah. Aram, you're on the clock, man. Third round.
Okay. Obviously, you need to go offense here. Could go a little bit more established at the big league level, but I think I need upside on offense. I'm going to go Peyton Burdick. Peyton Burdick will be my pick. The rationale here is I talked about it with Eli. I remember, when I went on the pod, but about how I am sold on Boday's adjustments. I do think that he's kind of figured it out, but I like Burdick a lot. He can play center field. He can play all three outfield spots. Bodé is going to be in a corner. I just like the athleticism. It's riskier, but I think higher upside. I'm going to take a chance there offensively because I have to make up for the first 2 picks being pitchers in a system or org that does not have many bats to choose from.
No, this is a hard pick. I think I want to go MLB here, and I think we have to go pitcher, but I think it's too early for Sixto. I think he could last a couple of rounds. Same thing with Eddie. I think
Again,
back end.
Kevin, I want to save you for yourself. Remember, now in this draft, it's pretty heavy on position players. You pick one right-hander pitcher, one lefty pitcher, and it can also be a wild card. The wild card could be a pitcher too. It probably will be a pitcher. Spoiler alert! With the state of this organization.
Okay, never mind.
That'll probably be a third pitcher in there, but just keep that in mind when you're filling out these spots.
I just noticed I have to get a lefty.
Or a position player.
Yeah, exactly. This is hard.
It is hard. It's harder than I thought it would be, man.
I know. I thought it was going to be like, I'm going to cruise through this. No, it's not. I am going to go, and I'm going to get maybe a position that may not be too much into depth for the Marlins. I think you may know where I'm going there. I'm going to go Joe Mack. And 10 years. You may be surprised, but come on. You're not going to see Jacob Stallings 10 years from now in the Miami Marlins. He's going to be holding a cane if he played catcher for the Marlins. Who else do they have? Will Banfield? You'll hate my pick, but man, I'm trying to secure that catcher position. And
for third overall, I don't like that pick.
I don't like. I could have gotten Nick Fuentes. I could have gotten Peyton Burdick.
You saw what he hit in rookie ball, right? You saw what he hit in rookie ball.
I very much saw, but it was a very small sample size. Give him 10 years. That's all I'll say. I'm going Joe Mack.
Fair enough. You guys are a very nice guy. In the media session the other day, he's a very nice guy. I'll give him that. I'm going to go with a player that Aram mentioned. I'm probably not as sold as he is, but I think he has a pretty high floor compared to the other outfielders in the system. I'm going to go with JJ Bleday for third. I think that's good value for, Team Isaac over here. It's your first outfielder off the board. He can play center field. He's going to make his major league debut most likely in 2022. So he's the guy I'm going to choose.
Aram, you're on the clock, man.
Oof. God. Okay.
My team's nasty, dog. Ooh.
I'm gonna go with some more established offense here. I'm gonna go with Visael Garcia. I'm gonna go Avi Garcia here for my other outfielder.
Oh wow.
I'm not the biggest fan of the signing in a vacuum, just given the years and the money. But he's a proven bat, had a great year last year, athletic guy that can play either corner, and he's gonna hit at the big league level, at least at a decent rate. And I need something more consistent and proven. So Garcia it is.
All righty. I'm on the clock once again, and I'm gonna go pitcher here. I'm gonna check quickly. I do have one guy in mind because I know this guy is up there with Watson. I mean, not Watson. This other guy, Max Meyer. My God, where is he?
Of course, Avi Garcia was one of those guys that was not an option for us last year when I did this draft. So that's one of the things that will be following is all the guys that I drafted the previous time that are no longer eligible for this, and then all those who weren't eligible in the previous draft that obviously are deserving of going in this one.
I'm going to go with my lefty pitcher here. I'm going to get Jake Eder. I know he's on the Tommy John, but man, 10 years from now, this guy really surprised me. He went to the Futures game. He was really good in the minors. I think you give him this year off. He's going to be rehabbing from the Tommy John. You get him next year, maybe gets to AAA, and then after you'll see him maybe in the big leagues. I'm going to go Jake Eder. I don't think it's a steal or anything like that, but I need to secure the left-handed pitcher, and my only real other option was Jesus Luzardo, which I don't think I wanted to go with at the moment. So I think it's time to go Jake Eder.
It was fun. I got to see Eder throw 5 pitches in Colorado for the Futures game. It was really exciting.
You know what, Kevin? You actually mentioned who I'm going to pick. I'm going to solidify that left-handed pitcher spot. His last start of the season, man. I think you really saw what he can be. Just going crazy. I He's got all the potential in the world. I think he's so far from finished product. Florida's own Jesus Luzardo. He's going to be my 4th overall pick. And man, if all my players go right, bro, I feel like my team can be kind of glitchy. But I'm a big Luzardo guy. I know he really struggled an insane amount in 2021 and really so far in his major league career. But I think he just you can't teach his stuff. So I think he is high potential.
I didn't think you would have gone this round, but yeah, I guess you did. Aram, you're on the clock.
Eli, can you remind me how many I need at every position? So, like, how many outfielders do I take again?
It's going to be 3
outfielders.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. Interesting. I'm going to go. This is still a little bit risky, but I really like what I saw. I have this weird attachment to him after I picked him as a target, and weirdly it was the exact trade that ended up going down. I'm gonna go Bryan De La Cruz. Bryan De La Cruz. High floor guy, can play again. I'll play all 3 spots. He's a good athlete. Worst case scenario, he's a replacement level outfielder for me. I got the best pitching in baseball right now. Come on, so I'll take it.
Man, I was gonna go De La Cruz. I'm not gonna lie. I was really between him and a couple other guys, but we're gonna go here. I need a shortstop. I don't know how far these guys. Oh, he's pretty far. Never mind. I'm gonna go Garrett Cooper. I think he could have fell a little bit more, but I'm gonna take him now, and I'm gonna put him at DH. I think that's where he best plays.
You don't want to stick him in short?
Man, I may have to. I wish Alfaro was on the board. I could have put him at pitcher, but let's get Cooper for right now. I like him at DH. I know Baseball America somehow is really high on this guy for 2025 as the DH, but I don't. Maybe we don't see something that they see. But yeah, let's go Cooper at DH. That's where he best fits. I don't like him at first base for some reason. Gets injury prone. We saw 2020 how it went for him at the DH. Dominated. So yeah, Cooper's my pick. Isaac, you're on the clock.
I'm gonna go with my wild card selection here. It's gonna be a pitcher. It's gonna be the young one. I was in between either this man or Pablo, but just based on age and upside and floor, to be honest, even though both of them have injury history, I'm gonna go with Sixto Sanchez for my 5th overall. I think at the 5th round, it's a pretty good selection. I don't know why. I do know why a lot of people are down on the guy, but people forget, man, how crazy his stuff can be, and just that combination of velocity and location is just incredible. So he's gonna be my 5th round pick for a while.
Eli, I just want to ask: we need to get a reliever, correct?
No, doesn't have to be a reliever. Right-handed pitcher,
Luzardo's my reliever, dog.
And I think the first version of the draft we did a reliever, but then now that I think about it, I mean that's that's not very sexy, is it? If we want to look forward 10 years, we want to draft guys that we think are going to be starters, and at the end of the day, talking about guys that will have the most substantial big league careers. So that's why I tweaked it based on earlier versions of the draft.
Yeah, the only reliever I had in mind was Bender at the moment. So, Aram, you're on the clock, man.
Yeah, Isaac satisfied the Instagram influencer box too, so he's all set there. Okay, I'm looking. I need infield, but so do the Marlins. Give me about 5 seconds here until I panic. It's like when you're at the restaurant and you don't know what you're gonna get, and then you just wait for the waiter to get there, and then you just panic order. Like that's where I'm at right now.
Oh no.
I think that's how I picked John Birdie. Last year I picked John Birdie as that
was the panic order. I'm gonna go, you know what? I'm gonna go wild card, Pablo Lopez. It's too much value. This guy's younger than Eliezer. He's younger than Eliezer. I know there's some shoulder issues, but he seems to come back from He came back last year, which I think really makes me more confident in him moving into next year with a couple solid starts. Velo is back. He looked good. Clearly, the Marlins need to manage his workload. I think they got to be a little careful with him, but, he was healthy for a majority of the year and came back. I'm going to bet on his health as my 3rd arm. And again, that trio is outrageous. Even if we were picking from all of Major League Baseball, that's a sick trio. And, I only need to score like 1 run a game here, I think, with this team. Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped on this.
Man, you're making this extremely hard now because there's no more outfielders now. And well, obviously there is just not as many guys as I guess I would wish. So, man, even though I would have to take one now because there's not many. I don't think anyone has taken the one first baseman that we could take here. But man,
Riley
I'm gonna go
Mahan's on the board.
Riley May.
I'm gonna go Lewin Diaz at first base.
No.
Really, the only other big time first base for the Marlins that we could think of. He had a pretty solid season for the Marlins, a lot of up and down, and from the minors and the majors. But he ended it off pretty well. He had that one game in Wrigley where he went off. He had a good game in Baltimore. Those are the ones I could recall at the moment. But yeah, let's go Lewin at first. Isaac, you're on the clock.
Could I ask a question to like you guys to help me
Sure.
make this? Who do you guys think is closer to the big leagues, Jose Salas or Kahlil Watson?
No comment. Why would we help you, man? Come on.
Salas. I'll help you. Sorry.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm gonna go with, and I think so. I loved Salas, where he went yard in the development camp that I was covering. The guy's a god, bro. I'm gonna go with Jose Salas. Venezuelan, Daniel Alvarez would love me for that one. Jose.
You didn't ask me who's going to stick at shortstop though, and I don't think
I
Salas
didn't.
is, so.
You're right. I didn't ask you. I just want to know who's gonna be in the big leagues quicker, because I will go with Salas though. For
we were just talking about that right before you joined off air, Aaron. I was just telling Isaac all these shortstops that they have, and like which one's gonna go to third base or second base, because they have barely any third base depth. Second base depth looks a little bit iffy as well, and they have Ian Lewis, Watson, who's the other guy, Salas, Nasim Nunez, Yiddi, Cappe, who's still a very long time away, but yeah, some guys are to consider moving.
Yeah, I think Salas is destined for third, and I think the bat can handle it there.
Yeah, Isaac, what position are you putting him at? On your
Shortstop.
team?
He said it already.
All right.
I did say shortstop.
Just double checking.
I was gonna choose Salas
I have
when I chose Eder, but I held off. I don't know how long he was away from. All right, you're on the clock, Aaron.
Back around to me. Shoot.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay.
Once again, another time to reflect on how the first half of the draft went. Last time, Isan somehow snuck into the first half last year. Griffin Conine filled out that first part of the draft as well, and Jorge Alfaro. Yeah, I mean, our success rate last year was not great, but different story this time around.
go to last year's really quick. I'm sorry, Eli. If you can. Oh, okay.
The Alfaro, Harrison, Isan Diaz trio is something. It's Miami's big three.
Wow.
You know what? Again, I'm going for it now. I want a championship now. My pitching is built to win now. My prospects are big league ready, and I'm going to just go all in. I'm going to go Jesus Aguilar, who's going to play first base for me. Guy's 31 years old. He could give me 5 quality years. I'll move him to DH. I think he's going to age well. I like it. He's gonna give me enough years.
I was thinking about taking this guy, but I think it could wait. Actually, all of these guys could actually wait a couple rounds. What do I need? A shortstop? I'm gonna go Kahlil Watson. Give it to me a shortstop. I think these outfielders
that I want to out of the infield of all time, bro. I was gonna go Kahlil.
I think I could wait with a couple of these outfielders that I have, so it makes sense to get Kahlil Watson. Absolute steal by the Marlins in the 2020 draft. They picked him up at 16 was it? So yeah. He fell, and the Marlins took the best guy on the board, and that was Kahlil Watson. It makes a lot of sense to get him here. Could be a big-time guy for the Marlins in 10 years when Miggy Rojas is either the manager or he's retired from the Marlins. Isaac, on the clock.
Well, I need a catcher, so I'm gonna go a little weird here. I'm gonna go Bennett Hostetler for my catcher. He's not listed as a catcher on Fangraphs, but we all know he's going to be a catcher for a while. So that's my choice. He's got the best braces in all of minor league baseball. Nice kid, and he looked the part. He can swing the bat. So I think he's going to be an offensive-minded catching option for me.
I'm going to go back to Aram with the –
I like that pick a lot. He can swing it. I like Hostetler a lot. Saw him in the Cape. Yeah. Saw him when I went out to Low A, watch a game. I think it was his first game. He's a good athlete. He can swing it a bit, and – the Rays did that with Ford Proctor, and I think he can swing it better than Proctor. So, I mean, we'll see how he starts defensively, but he's starting it earlier in his professional career, and I like it for the Marlins. I like it for Hostetler. It's a smart move for both sides, and good pick. Good pick there. I'm going to go I'm going to go young here now, bolster the system a little bit. I'm going to go Yiddi Cap.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I think he's going to stick it short. I like the bat. Yes, he's 19, but I think he's pretty polished for a teenager. I think he'll climb relatively quickly. And you know, I've got offense right now, so that's what I'm going with.
All right, man. These outfielders that I want to take, they could wait a bit, but I'm sorry, Isaac. I think you know where I'm going to go with this one. I'm taking Cody Morissette at third base.
Oh, that's fine, bro. That's fine.
I wasn't.
If I wasn't using it, it'd be like, sort of like a gift pick, like a 12.
I know he's your guy. I was actually between two
man.
guys. I'm between two guys, but I'm gonna go with Morissette, who is a little bit more established. You talk wonders about this guy, and I need a third base. I don't want to go Brian Anderson because he's a little bit iffy on the injuries, and I don't know what his future holds with the Marlins.
Well, you know what, my good friend, my co-host, I'm gonna go with the sex god, Brian Anderson, my third baseman. That is the pick, man. I don't know how you didn't choose him. Brian Anderson, we forget that he's been an above average offensive player every year of his career. I think minus one of them, which was a really injury shortened season. He brings so much value in a myriad of different ways. I think if he comes back and has a great year, we mentioned the lack of infield depth in the system, especially the higher minors. He has a couple of good seasons. Maybe he's the one the Marlins want to keep for a while, but he's the guy. Brian Anderson is.
I like the pick, obviously, freaking BA, but man, those injuries and when this past season just really, I don't know, made me iffy on the guy. Obviously, he's probably going to be the starting third baseman this season, opening day, because we don't really have much.
If he's fully healthy and I see Joey Wendell starting at third base, I'm going to go live it.
Oh,
I'm just
sure.
saying, he's fully healthy. Brian Anderson is healthy and he's not starting. I'll be irate.
And BA did have a great 2019. We all forget about that.
2018 and 2019.
Yeah, he was, I would say, one of the best players on that team, undoubtedly. And we'll go right back to RM with the 9th round pick. We kind of flew by this.
Okay, so I need what? I need second base, catcher, and then is there a way that I can draft an outfielder? I guess theoretically DH I could do that.
Yeah, you can put anybody at DH.
No, he's still my guy, bro. Shit.
I think I know who he's going with this. Oh no.
I'm looking at Isan Diaz right now. You know, I need a second baseman, but I'm trying to make the decision. Here's the tough decision I have to make. As you look at the team, it's like a lot of older guys. I just balance it out with a young guy. We're talking about a decade here, so you know I gotta balance it out a little bit. But I want to win a championship right now. So Miggy Rowe he's only gonna give me like 2 years, 3 years. I think he's gonna start slowing down. Lorenzo Quintana, remember that guy? No idea why we never saw him. No idea why we never saw him unless he's just the worst catcher ever. Brigman, while I still can, he's going to be gone. But second baseman, sorry, give me 5 more seconds here before I have a panic attack. Wendell is 32 by the time the season starts. Birdie 32 and was hurt the whole year. Like we've hit that part of the draft, I guess. Riley Mahan's still on the board. Kobe Vance, new addition.
Victor could be your DH.
Oh, Victor, he could be the DH because you know I it's not about the glove with him. I want the bat.
Right, exactly.
I'm gonna go Jose Devers. Is he gone?
Damn, bro.
No, Jose Devers.
Great pick.
Why is he still on the board?
Yeah, he was gonna be my pick. That was a fantastic pick.
At second base, you want him? Or DH or second base, probably, right?
DH bat first guy now. I could put him at second base. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Man, I wish I could phone Alex Carver right now. That'd be clutch.
Dude, Devers was my choice. Good one, bro. Fuck.
I need outfielders, and I think that's where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Tanner Allen. I like the guy. He seems pretty good. And I don't know this guy. I don't know. I spoke to Alex Carver a while back about this guy. He said he really liked him. That
kid rakes. I played with a couple guys in my high school, and they played with him in college. And that kid he flat out hits. I know he didn't perform that great in his professional debut, but
Yeah.
I think he'll be a solid.
And
solid
I do need to start getting some outfielders. So I looked there. I was between another guy, but he didn't. I don't think he's played at all. So yeah, we'll start off with Tanner Allen.
You know what? I need an outfielder as well. Burdick is gone.
You only need one
gone.
more.
Oh, that's right. I have 2 outfielders. I'm sorry. And I also need a second baseman as well. I was going to go Devers. Thank you very much. You know what? I'm going to go upside here. I'm going to go with Aram's boy. I'm going to go Griffin Conine.
Oh.
Sorry, my man. I need him, bro. I need my last outfielder, a left-handed hitter, 65 home runs. Let's do it.
I knew that was coming at either for Aram's next pick or the one where he chose Devers. I knew that was coming at some point.
I was gonna take Griff next pick.
I was gonna take him with mine.
He's gonna be pissed. He's gonna be pissed. You took
Sorry,
9
man.
guys before me. Not letting him see this.
I'm not letting him.
I'll make sure to tag him. Don't worry.
Yeah, he actually I like the pick a lot. He's been grinding. Marlins had like a hidden camp recently too, where a lot of those guys were out there. Tanner Allen was swinging it well, and there's another guy that I think can swing it pretty well. That I think we're gonna kind of be clued into this coming season, and I think I can get him later though, so I'm not gonna do it yet. Actually, I was about to say it, and I'm like, wait, there's no way. I could also go with Jared Pettit. Andy Pettit's son.
Yes.
But a little early for that, I think.
Just to reset so that our audience knows what's left on the board. 3 rounds left. Arm needs a third baseman, a DH, and a catcher. Kevin is looking for 2 outfielders and a wild card. And Isaac is looking for a first baseman, second baseman, and DH.
Ready.
Okay. Third baseman. You said I need third baseman, DH, and a catcher. Third baseman, DH, and a catcher.
Currently looking at Alex Jensen, but
Yep, he's interesting. I'm gonna go with the most hated man in the Marlins organization.
oh no.
Which I'm totally making up, but it's Bryson Brigman.
Okay.
Bryson Brigman's going to play third base for me. No, I'm saying that because I have no idea why he wasn't called up, and I'm just going to assume that
you didn't know. It's because of his
there's
defense.
something they don't like.
It's
It was
because
because of the defense.
Yes, the
It was
defense. Yes, I'm very worried about the defense. I hope we'll figure it out over there. But I'm going to go Brigman. You know, and while I can, because frankly, he's going to be gone. He's going to be taken in the Rule 5 draft once that happens, and so I got to pick him while I can.
Man, I don't know why for like a split second you were going to take Alex Jackson since you don't have a catcher, but thank God you didn't. I'm going Victor Mesa Jr. I need another outfielder. He had a good season with the I know you're going to take Victor, but oh no, you already have 3 out. I don't know. I don't know. He had a pretty good low A season. I'm always confused which one's the better one, and I may have taken the wrong one, but
yeah, you always choose it. No,
you took the right one.
I probably took the wrong.
I think both of them are going to end up being not that good, but especially Victor is going to be definitely not like, Victor Victor's a bad one.
All right,
Victor Jr.'s got some elite bat speed. Obviously, he's got some approach issues. He's got some things with his swing he's got to work out, but it's not even close to me.
I took a picture. I took a picture with one of them, and to this day, I still don't know which one that is. So, just so you have a. It was like
Victor, obviously.
They look totally
Fest 2020. He was right there, and I took the picture. I don't know which one it was. So, yeah.
Who's Victor?
Isaac, you're on the clock.
My first baseman will be Troy Johnston, ladies and gentlemen.
I like it.
Good one.
I needed a first baseman. Had a solid showing in the AFL. That my team is actually coming together pretty nicely, actually. So,
all right, you're on the clock.
Is Devin Marrero still available?
Yeah. No,
Or
he's
is he
not.
like a free agent?
Unfortunately, a free agent.
Oh, damn. He'll find his way back. He'll find his way back home. All right. So I need a DH and I need a catcher, correct?
Correct.
What do I need? I need a second baseman.
Oh,
I don't know. No.
I really don't like this guy. So one of you guys is going to take him, and I'll just let you guys take him. I'm just not a big fan.
Oh, this may be my next pick. Now that I think of it, forgot the same guy.
Ooh, this is tough. This is really, really tough.
Wait, Eli, I'm missing a second baseman and what else?
Second baseman and your DH.
DH.
All right, I'm gonna go. Might be a little early, but I'm gonna go with a guy that I'm actually really high on, relative to where he's ranked, and good catcher who can swing it a little bit. Peyton Henry.
Okay.
I think Peyton Henry can swing it. I think he's gonna climb pretty quickly. Good left-handed bat behind the dit and good decent catcher. I think people are sleeping a little bit. Or not, sorry, I said the wrong guy. Hold on, I meant Sam Praytor. I totally meant Sam Praytor. I don't know why. Praytor, Peyton Henry, my bad. Sam Praytor. I think he's going to climb pretty quickly. Good left-handed bat out of Alabama. I think people sleep on him a little bit. He's going to hit it. He's going to swing it this year.
Righty? Isn't he a righty, Sam Praytor?
Is he a righty? Whatever. Yeah, Sam Praytor.
No, I have it around here, but
I think he is a righty. But
this is hard because I do need another outfielder. I could go corner. I could go. And I know who I'm going with because I also need that wild card, and I think that's where it's going to be difficult for me. I'm going to go Osiris Johnston.
For
pretty
what?
good outfielder. He came back. He was okay. I know he was out for 2 years, but man, I don't know how he's still on the board. I know you guys have taken. I know Isaac took Blade and took who was the other one? Took Blade, Jesus, and Griffin. So that's maybe the best outfield we have now. Then we have Bryan De La Cruz, Avisa, and Peyton Burdick, which is another incredible outfield. We have the worst one, but you look at it 10 years from now, it could be pretty good. And Isaac, you're on the clock with the second
Just
one.
because I don't think anyone is going to choose one of the guys I want to pick. So I'm going to go with the last remaining DH guy for me, Jerar Encarnacion. I know he had a really down year in this year in 2021, but I still have high hopes for him at either first base or DH. I know he has a cannon of an arm, so we'll see if he gets any outfield reps, but he was definitely one of the better offensive guys left on the board.
All right, you're on the clock here, Aram.
yeah, that's who I was like thinking about, and I was just like, I don't know. But at this point, not a bad pick.
Yeah, I think that just the power is there a little bit, but for DH, that was gonna be my guy.
All right, I need a DH. Gosh. DH. What round did Cooper go?
Yeah, Cooper won.
Way earlier, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, wait, no one took Nick Fortes. Why did I take him?
Well,
I was surprised no one took Nick Fortes.
I might DH him. Guy's the best hitter I've ever seen in my life for a week. Let's see. Could I DH Pablo? Could Pablo Lopez also be my DH? Guy rakes.
I could have sworn he was going to go yard in the last game of the season. I just didn't, I forgot he was going to only go 1 inning, 2 innings. I can't wait till he goes yard.
If he's gonna get a pinch hit opportunity here or there, even if there's a universal DH. He will at some point.
Yeah, with the way this roster gets constructed, he will.
Tristan Pompey, enticing.
Dude, no, I don't like that guy.
After the post.
No, not only the post, but just like he's actually been one of the worst.
I know who I'm going with.
Minor leagues.
I'm gonna go. This is definitely a tough spot. I'm gonna lean. You know what? Screw it. Give me Miguel Rojas.
Okay. So.
And I'll swap him positionally. Can I swap him? Or once it's in, it's in?
That's a good question. I suppose you could swap it because everybody else, they had their opportunities to draft him. Yeah. Who do you want to switch him with?
I'm going to swap him with Cappe, I guess, right? Like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, what is it? Maybe swap him with Brigman? You know what? Brigman's defense allegedly sucks, and I really trust the Marlins organization on that one, and I'm going to put Bryson Brigman at the DH spot. It's definitely what it was.
Alrighty. So it's my wild card pick. I could go anyone on the board at this point. I do have 5 guys right now.
Yeah.
And
Well, think about it for a few seconds while I give the audience Arm's full roster. He went with Sandy Alcantara in the first round, Trevor Rogers in the second, Peyton Burdick, Avisail Garcia, birthday boy Bryan De La Cruz. We're recording this on his 25th birthday. Pablo Lopez, Jesus Aguilar, Yiddi Cappe, who he likes to call Cap for some reason. Pronounce the E at the end. Cappe. Jose Devers, Bryson Brigman, Sam Praytor. That may have been a mistake, and Miguel Rojas.
All right. So I have my guy, and it's wild card. But I'm gonna name the 5 guys I had in mind: Unfiltered, Dax Fulton, Zach McCambley, George Soriano, which the stats impressed me, and Jazz Boy Ian Lewis. They're all good prospects to me. I'm gonna go with Dax Fulton as my wild card pick. Surprised he didn't go earlier, and he was up there, not up there with Eury, but they were in the same level. He was okay this season, but man, his future looks pretty bright in the ML wherever he goes. If he gets built for that big time outfielder, which it could happen, or whoever it is. But I was about to go Ian Lewis, but man, after I saw Dax Fulton on that list, I'm gonna go Dax. Isaac,
I'm surprised Dax Fulton wasn't traded.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
He will. He probably will be.
Yeah. All right. Well, all I needed was a second baseman, and there's a lot of guys I wanted to go with. I wanted to go with one of my personal favorites, Christian Rodriguez, but the numbers aren't there. I know I loved his swing so much, but it'd be malpractice to not go with my other Bahamian prince, Ian Lewis, for my second base position, and that I think solidifies the infield, solidifies my whole team, and I'm very happy with my squad. I think all of these guys are primed for pretty big 2022s.
And that does it. That is the draft. And the first one, hopefully.
Isaac, I totally blanked out. Who did you draft?
Ian Lewis.
Okay, gotcha.
I can't believe I didn't take Nick Fortes. I just forgot about him.
It was between Hostetler and Fortes for me, but I just don't think Fortes is going to get a lot of playing time. I don't see it in the next 3 years at least. I hope Fortes is the backup, but he probably won't be. So Fortes was just it was like an awkward position. Maybe they trade him. Who knows?
Full transparency. We were so deep into this one. Normally I'm making the picks, especially prospect wise, on stuff that guys I've seen, guys I've checked the data on, batted ball data, whatever, some of the back end stuff. But once we got to 11, I was just what name sounds the most familiar? And actually from hitting camp, Griffin shot me a text and was like, this Sam Praytor kid can swing it. So I was like, all right, whatever, we'll see it. So, yeah. So that one's a Griff sponsored pick, but apparently Praytor can swing it. So I'm trusting him on that one.
I've actually heard from one of my friends who plays at St. Thomas right now. I've actually heard his name before, Sam Praytor. Other than doing stuff with fish stripes, I've heard his name by a couple of guys.
I want to ask Eli this. From each team, which is I guess the most surprising pick, and it could be where they went, the player. And who are the guys that are still technically on the board that we didn't choose that you're surprised to go?
Well, first, let's recap your team and Isaac's team for the people listening to us. This is going to be on YouTube, and I'm sure a lot of people are watching. But for those just listening on the pod feed, Kevin's team: Max Meyer, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Joe Mack, Jake Eder, Garrett Cooper, Lewin Diaz, Kahlil Watson, Cody Morissette, Tanner Allen, Victor Mesa Jr., the good one, Osiris Johnson, Dax Fulton. Isaac went with Jesus Sanchez, Eury Perez, JJ Blade, Jesus Luzardo, Sixto Sanchez, Jose Salas, Bennett Hostetler, newly converted, Brian Anderson, Griffin Conine, Troy Johnston, Jerar Encarnacion, and Ian Lewis, Mr. Irrelevant, going with the last overall pick, number 36 overall. Ian Lewis could be a home run derby champion by the time people listen to this, because over the weekends in the Bahamas, he's competing in that annual home run derby that goes on over there. I follow that thing more closely than most people. It's a very niche event, but
same thing with Miguel Rojas. He's competing in that, correct?
Him and Jazz and some other guys that are further down the prospect list.
Too, right? Bryson
is the defending champion, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
From the last time I checked.
I was surprised that Nick Fortes wasn't drafted.
No, that was just my bad. That was totally my bad. I just had Sam Praytor. I was locked on Sam Praytor, even though I said the wrong name.
All three of you guys had an opportunity to draft him. I mean, as much as Hostetler had a really interesting year, I don't know how long it's going to take him to reach the bigs if he's learning this entirely new position. And I mean, with Fortes, he's in that sweet spot where we've seen a little bit of him in the big leagues, and he's shown interesting potential. And you could think that he's going to get some opportunities, whether it's at the start of the season or as the season goes on. Like he could be spending most of the next decade in the big leagues, whether or not he's a starter or backup or even a replacement level player, we don't know, but that seemed like a pretty safe pick. So I was surprised to see him not go anywhere.
Yeah, I went into this draft expecting to pick Nick Fortes as my catcher, but I just saw Hostetler and I went with that guy.
I wanted Joe Mack because
the biggest surprise to me is Joe Mack third.
I know
that's the biggest surprise. It's not even close.
Yeah, I know.
Holy shit!
The faces that you guys made when I said Joe Mack, I was like regretting the pick right away. But man,
like Jake Eder honest Kevin, I love you to death, but I don't love your team.
I mean, Jake Eder, come on, he was.
He should be. Oh, dude, no, he's gross, but like you
guys probably would have taken him in the lower rounds, and like I don't know. Kahlil Watson surprised me. He went all the way at 7. Cody Morissette, I thought you were going to take him pretty at some point, so I wanted to snag him. I'm surprised Ron didn't take Griffin Conine earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely make sure they tag him so you can watch that exact clip. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I thought Dax Fulton was going to go earlier. I don't know. There's a lot of guys that
I'm a little surprised that Joey Wendell, who was an all-star this past year, whatever that's worth, didn't go anywhere. And the fact that he plays every infield position too, like he could have squeezed him in at second or short or third. So I'm surprised that he didn't go, whereas Morissette went. And I mean, even Miguel Rojas. I mean, are we sure that Miggy is going to have a better remaining career than Joey Wendell? Maybe, but I'm not, 100% sure about that.
I think I think Rojas and Wendell.
I took Rojas for the leader
option.
You put him at third.
I took Rojas for the leadership.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, we snubbed
Chad Wallach.
We snubbed him entirely from the previous draft, so that was
it's good to have him on this draft. Oh no, wait, I'm looking at the wrong one,
dude. I was tripping. Never mind.
Yeah, me too. Wait, can you show us the other one? Just I guess we could compare them. Yeah, you see, Dax Fulton went round 3.
Braxton Garrett, look at guys like that. Nasim Nunez, Connor Scott, Osiris. How times have changed. Dax Fulton.
Eury Perez was the wild card pick, and Edward
Will Banfield going 4th. What is Alex doing, bro? With Victor and Will Banfield, what the hell is he smoking, man?
Who's Nick Reddy?
Lewis Brinson too. Holy
yeah, Alex's team is brutal.
Bro, well, I mean, you can't laugh at all of them. I mean, in the last picking up Eury Perez before we'd ever seen him play in the minors, that redeemed a lot of it.
Nick Reddy was coming off an okay 2019. I think that's why.
I'm sorry. I thought that was kind of a joke. I didn't actually know who Nick Reddy was. I'm sorry. Monte Harrison went pretty high. I'm surprised Sandy wasn't first, or at least second overall.
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe he lasted 5 rounds.
Eli, how'd you let somebody else take Harold?
I was really, if you listen to the pod, I was really stressing over it. I wanted to fit him in really badly. I just didn't think he was good moving forward. I mean, ultimately, you got to be honest with yourself about what happened. And if you look at the way this season played out and getting traded for waived and then got traded for cash considerations more recently, like it's not looking great for him, even though he is a legend in a Colombian winter ball right now. But in terms of Major League Baseball performance, I was just being honest with myself.
Surprised no one took Stallings. He's only 31. I mean, it's a little bit too much, but
he's about to turn 32. And he does age pretty quickly. But there was a case for him too over Joe Mack. I'd say if you were locked on, you were choosing between Joe Mack.
I know. I took Joe Mack way too early. It was. I think it was more that I took him way too early, more than the pick. But
no, he's a highly rated prospect. It's just that we know that he is a long way away from reaching the majors.
At least 4 years, dude.
Yeah, so even in a best case scenario,
does this count when we talk about the minor leaguers for the draft? Does it count their success in the minor leagues, or is it just major league success?
No. That's all development, and that's good times. But ultimately, yeah, we're forecasting that they'll do in the majors. Yeah,
maybe it comes out earlier than we all expect. There's Stallings
I think so. If the three teams, I think Aram clearly has the best team just based on the pitching
agree.
alone. Like, are you kidding me with the pitching? But I'm a close second, bro. I think I would go face to face with that shit.
My first two are good. After that, it's
No, yeah, Kevin, I don't love your team, Papa.
Cooper's good. Lewin's good. I like the Osiris.
I'm surprised you chose Cooper before Lewin. You know, like Lewin at least has Gold Glove defense at first.
None of you guys took him until I
was gonna choose Lewin.
There you go.
Can I release Praytor and sign Fortes?
In free agency, sure.
I would trade Lewis or release Lewis and sign Joey Wendell maybe.
I would move Mack lower into my list
Lewis just had like a surprisingly good year in rookie ball, you know. So
I wanted to take Lewis with the wild card pick, and I was thinking about taking him at a short, but
in this system, you have for your wild card pick, it has to be a pitcher. You can't go non-pitcher.
That's why I went with we all went pitcher. I just noticed.
You have to for the wild card class.
The only issue is you guys. Eddie Cabrera didn't
considering Jordan Holloway, man, for like a wild card spot. Edward Cabrera wasn't picked. Edward Cabrera, which is crazy.
Yeah, he wasn't picked. I just noticed. I was about to say, wow, I didn't even write him on my list. Wow, there's a lot of guys. I had him on my board thing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go Edward Cabrera at some point, but I guess I missed him completely. I went Dax Fulton. Yikes. Yeah. Who did draft the best team? I want to know from the viewers, the listeners. I'll probably put a poll on Twitter once this pod comes out on Saturday. I'll get a picture of the teams, and then we'll make a poll to see who has the best one. Obviously, I think the best team, in my opinion, is Isaac's second, and I'm a close third there, or a close second. But man, I'm so that Joe Mack pick may haunt me in the future, just knowing I took him in round 3 of 12 rounds. Yeah, I could have taken Nick Fortes too. So I think we'll wrap it up here. There's not much to talk about in news-wise. I wish there was, but not really, man. We're doing the Jeopardies. You guys should tune into those. We're doing those, I think, at the moment every Wednesday. There's a Google form you guys could sign to join that. It'll probably be I think it's linked in the Instagram bio. I post it from time to time. Eli posts it from time to time on Fish Stripes Twitter. So yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have any last words on the draft or any Marlins related topics.
Well, this was my first time. I do remember keeping up with it before I ever joined Fish Stripes and like seeing it on Twitter. And I was like, oh, this looks like it's like a really fun idea to do that. You know, really just putting a lot of stock into guys that you think will have a lot of value, not just now, but in the future. So I was, I'm grateful to be part of this one, and it was a lot of fun. We should do this every maybe 6 months, just based on first half stats, something to keep an eye on. And I'm gonna print it out, all our teams, and have it put on the fridge just to look at along the season.
And then you guys will notice why I took Joe Mack with my 3rd round pick. We'll just keep that in mind.
That was crap, bro.
Yeah,
in 5 years,
high school catchers, great track record.
Bro.
Will Banfield was the last one. I'm pretty sure that they took as a catcher. Aram, it was great to have you, man. We always love to have you on here. Eli, once again, thanks for the production. And I think we will wrap it here. Eli, I don't know when the next Fish Stripes live is going to be. I think it's Wednesday, correct?
Yeah, I'm thinking Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time when Daniel Alvarez is there to defend his Jeopardy title. And we'll try to
take him down. I want to take him down. I'll sign up. I didn't know there was a Google form.
I'll sign up. One too, boys. It's gonna be a good
be on that one too.
I won't be hosting.
It's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be maybe the biggest competition we'll have, because I think all of us have good knowledge of baseball.
I can't wait for the history one, man. You guys were mentioning I was walking the dog, and I can't wait for the Marlins history episode. That's gonna be a fun one for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be screwed on that one. Became fan in 2012, so. Bad year to become a fan after.
Great timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. Yeah, we'll end it here. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow on all the podcasts. Wherever you may listen to this podcast. From me, Kevin, Isaac Azout, Eli Sussman, and Aram Layton, our guest. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out and go fish.
We gotta end it off right.